Good morning, everyone. When we think about success in life, we often imagine intelligence, hard work, or talent. But today I want to talk about something even more powerful: trust. Let me start with a simple question. Have you ever trusted someone and felt completely safe sharing your thoughts with them? And have you ever been in a place where trust was broken? The difference between those two feelings shows us how powerful trust really is. Trust is the foundation of every meaningful relationship in life. Whether it is friendship, family, business, or leadership, trust acts like an invisible bridge connecting people. Without trust, even the strongest relationships begin to weaken. Think about a building for a moment. No matter how beautiful the structure looks from the outside, if the foundation is weak, the building will eventually collapse. In the same way, without trust, relationships, careers, and even personal success cannot stand for long. Success is often associated with talent, intelligence, education, or hard work, but there is a deeper element that quietly determines how far a person can truly go in life. That element is trust. Trust acts as the invisible foundation upon which every meaningful achievement is built. Without trust, even the most talented individuals struggle to maintain long-term success. A person may possess extraordinary skills, but if others cannot rely on them, their growth becomes limited. In contrast, someone who consistently demonstrates honesty, reliability, and integrity naturally attracts opportunities and support from others. This is because trust creates confidence in people's minds, and confidence leads to cooperation, support, and long-lasting relationships. In professional environments, trust plays an essential role in shaping careers and reputations. Organizations do not simply promote individuals because they are intelligent or capable. They promote those who are dependable and responsible. When leaders trust an employee, they feel comfortable assigning them important responsibilities, sensitive projects, and leadership roles. Trust reduces the need for constant supervision because people believe that the individual will complete tasks with sincerity and accountability. Over time, this reliability becomes a powerful asset that distinguishes a person from others who may possess similar qualifications but lack credibility. A trustworthy professional becomes someone whose words carry weight and whose commitments are respected. Trust also strengthens teamwork and collaboration within any organization. In a workplace where trust exists, communication becomes open and effective. Colleagues feel safe sharing ideas, expressing concerns, and working together toward common goals. When people trust one another, they focus less on protecting themselves and more on achieving results. This creates a culture where innovation and productivity thrive. On the other hand, environments lacking trust often experience misunderstandings, conflicts, and reduced efficiency. Individuals begin to question motives, doubt intentions, and withhold information. As a result, even the most talented teams fail to perform at their full potential. This demonstrates how trust is not only beneficial for individuals, but also critical for collective success. Beyond the professional world, trust plays an equally significant role in personal relationships. Every strong relationship, whether it involves family, friendship, or partnership relies on a foundation of trust. When trust is present, people feel emotionally secure. They believe that the other person values their well-being and respects their feelings. This sense of security encourages openness and deeper connection. People become comfortable sharing their thoughts, fears, and aspirations because they know they will be treated with honesty and respect. Trust transforms relationships from simple interactions into meaningful bonds that provide support and stability throughout life. And another important aspect of trust is the consistency of behavior over time. Trust is not built through a single action or statement. Rather, it develops gradually through repeated demonstrations of reliability and integrity. Every promise kept, every responsibility fulfilled, and every honest decision contributes to strengthening trust. Small daily actions often carry more influence than grand gestures because they reveal a person's true character. When individuals consistently act with sincerity, others begin to believe that they can depend on them regardless of circumstances. Trust also influences how people perceive leadership. A leader who is trusted can inspire and motivate others effectively. People willingly follow individuals whose actions reflect fairness, transparency, and respect. Shivatam trusted leaders create an environment where individuals feel valued and motivated to contribute their best efforts. In contrast, leadership without trust often results in resistance and disengagement. Even the most strategic plans fail when people doubt the intentions of those guiding them. While achievements may bring temporary recognition, trust builds a reputation that endures over time. A person known for honesty and reliability earns respect not only for what they accomplish, but also for how they conduct themselves. This reputation becomes a powerful force that opens doors, strengthens relationships, and creates lasting influence in both professional and personal life. Opportunities in life often appear at unexpected moments, and the difference between those who seize them and those who miss them is frequently the presence of trust. Talent, skills, and qualifications are undeniably important, but they alone do not guarantee doors will open. People, organizations, and communities are inherently social structures built on relationships, and trust is the currency that drives these connections. When others trust an individual, they feel confident that resources, responsibilities, and sensitive information entrusted to them will be handled with care, integrity, and competence. This confidence transforms into tangible opportunities, from promotions and partnerships to high-profile assignments and long-term collaborations. Without trust, even the most impressive resumes or achievements may fail to translate into meaningful advancement. In professional settings, trust is the invisible signal that communicates credibility. A colleague or employer may recognize someone's potential, but without trust, they hesitate to delegate important tasks or allow access to critical responsibilities. Opportunities are rarely handed over to someone whose intentions or reliability are uncertain. Conversely, when trust is established, people are more willing to invest in that individual's abilities, provide mentorship, and recommend them for challenging roles. This trust-based willingness to support creates a multiplier effect. The individual gains experience, exposure, and responsibility, which in turn leads to further opportunities. In this way, trust becomes a self-reinforcing mechanism that accelerates professional growth and career progression. Trust also plays a critical role in leadership and influence. Leaders who are trusted by their teams find it easier to motivate, inspire, and guide people toward collective goals. When trust exists, team members willingly follow directions, share ideas, and engage proactively in problem solving. The opportunities for leadership are more readily extended to individuals who demonstrate integrity and consistency because others feel confident in their decision making. On the other hand, even a highly skilled person without trust struggles to inspire collaboration or gain the confidence necessary to lead effectively. This demonstrates that trust is often the bridge between capability and opportunity. In client-facing professions, trust directly impacts business development and professional reputation. Clients and partners prefer to engage with individuals or organizations they can rely on. Technical proficiency may attract initial interest, but long-term collaborations hinge on trust. A professional who consistently communicates honestly, delivers on commitments, and treats clients with respect builds relationships that yield repeat business referrals and expanded networks. Over time, these trust-driven relationships compound into significant advantages that cannot be measured solely by skill or expertise. The ability to create, nurture, and maintain trust is therefore a critical differentiator in competitive environments where talent alone may not be sufficient. Trust also opens doors beyond the professional sphere. Social capital, the networks and relationships that support personal and career growth, is deeply influenced by trustworthiness. When people trust an individual, they are more likely to provide recommendations, introduce them to valuable contacts, and advocate on their behalf. The social reinforcement enhances visibility and access to opportunities that might otherwise remain inaccessible. Essentially, trust transforms relationships into pathways for progress where individuals not only gain support, but also contribute meaningfully to the growth of others, creating a reciprocal cycle of opportunity. Building trust requires deliberate and consistent effort. It is cultivated through transparency, reliability, and integrity. Every interaction becomes a chance to strengthen credibility, delivering on promises, communicating openly, and demonstrating competence under pressure. Small actions repeated over time signal that a person is dependable, enhancing confidence in their abilities and character. In a world where instant impressions are fleeting, it is the consistent demonstration of trustworthiness that differentiates individuals and enables them to capitalize on opportunities that might otherwise be overlooked. Moreover, trust has a compounding effect on personal development. When people entrust you with responsibilities, it challenges you to rise to the occasion, refine your skills, and expand your capabilities. The very act of being trusted creates motivation, accountability, and a definite. Each opportunity that emerges as a result of trust is not only a reward for reliability, but also a chance to demonstrate further competence, reinforcing a cycle that strengthens both professional standing and personal growth. Over time, trust becomes the cornerstone that transforms potential into tangible achievement and relationships into enduring alliances that support long-term success. Trust is not something that appears instantly. It is a delicate, invisible asset that is earned gradually through consistent actions, honesty, and integrity in every facet of life, whether personal or professional. Trust functions as a bridge between individuals and opportunities, and its strength depends entirely on the behaviors and choices that build it over time. It cannot be fabricated or rushed because people intuitively sense insincerity and inconsistency. Each action, no matter how small, either reinforces or undermines trust. A single promise fulfilled, a responsibility met, or an act of honesty contributes to a growing sense of confidence in one's character. Conversely, neglecting commitments, misleading others, or showing unreliability can erode trust almost instantly, regardless of past achievements or accolades. This delicate balance is what makes trust both invaluable and fragile. Consistency is the cornerstone of trust. People do not evaluate trustworthiness based on isolated incidents, but rather on patterns of behavior over time. Repeated demonstration of reliability builds confidence in others that an individual will act predictably and responsibly even in challenging situations. For example, in professional settings, a colleague or supervisor observes not only whether deadlines are met, but also how a person handles setbacks, communicates under pressure, and maintains accountability. Each of these actions sends a subtle but powerful message about the individual's dependability. Over time, this cumulative evidence forms the foundation of trust, which can translate into greater responsibilities, opportunities for advancement, and stronger collaborative relationships. Trust also requires transparency and authenticity. People are drawn to individuals whose intentions are clear and whose words align with their actions. Any discrepancy between promises and behavior diminishes credibility and slows the growth of trust. On the other hand, when an individual consistently communicates openly and follows through on commitments, they create a sense of reliability that encourages others to take risks, share ideas, and invest in the relationship. Authenticity signals integrity, and integrity signals that a person is worthy of confidence. In leadership, for instance, a transparent leader inspires teams to engage fully, voice concerns, and align their efforts towards shared objectives because they know their actions are guided by genuine intentions rather than hidden agendas. Another essential dimension of trust is patience. Building trust is a process that cannot be forced or hurried. While quick gestures of goodwill or honesty may initiate trust, they are insufficient on their own to establish lasting credibility. Trust solidifies when repeated actions over weeks, months, or even years demonstrate reliability and ethical conduct. This gradual accumulation of positive experiences creates a reservoir of confidence that withstands challenges, disagreements, and external pressures. People often remember the patterns of behavior rather than isolated events, which is why consistent effort in maintaining integrity and responsibility is far more influential than occasional grand gestures. Trust is not limited to interactions with others. It also encompasses self-trust. An individual who consistently honors their own commitments, follows through on personal goals, and acts according to their values develops internal credibility that naturally extends outward. Self-trust fosters confidence in decision-making, resilience under pressure, and the ability to maintain integrity in complex situations. Others recognize and respond to this inner consistency, further reinforcing their willingness to rely on and collaborate with the individual. In this way, the practice of building trust with oneself becomes an essential component of cultivating trust in relationships and professional networks. The fragility of trust underscores its importance. While it grows gradually, trust can be compromised in an instant by dishonesty, negligence, or inconsistency. This duality emphasizes the responsibility that comes with trust. Every action matters, and even minor lapses can have disproportionate consequences. Recognizing the value of trust encourages individuals to approach interactions with intention, mindfulness, and accountability. Small deliberate actions performed consistently, keeping promises, honoring deadlines, being transparent, and demonstrating reliability accumulate over time to form a robust, enduring foundation of trust. This foundation supports meaningful relationships, facilitates professional growth, and creates an environment in which collaboration and opportunity can flourish, illustrating that trust is not just a moral principle, but a strategic asset that shapes the trajectory of one's life. Trust serves as the lifeblood of all meaningful relationships, influencing how deeply people connect, communicate, and collaborate with one another. Relationships, whether personal or professional, are built on a foundation of confidence that each individual's words and actions are reliable and sincere. Without trust, interactions remain superficial, and even prolonged associations may lack depth or emotional security. When trust is present, it creates a safe environment where people feel understood, valued, and respected. This emotional safety allows individuals to share their thoughts, express concerns, and reveal vulnerabilities without fear of judgment or exploitation, which is essential for building genuine connections. In essence, trust transforms ordinary interactions into relationships that can withstand challenges, disagreements, and the complexities of human dynamics. In personal relationships, trust is particularly crucial because it governs emotional stability and intimacy. Friendships thrive when individuals feel confident that their confidences are respected and their well-being is prioritized. Partners in romantic relationships rely on trust to create a sense of security, ensuring that commitments are honored and promises are kept. Family bonds also depend on trust, as members depend on one another for support, guidance, and care during both routine and challenging times. When trust is lacking, even minor misunderstandings can escalate into conflicts, creating tension and eroding the quality of the relationship. Conversely, when trust is established, disagreements can be approached constructively and relationships can grow stronger through collaboration, empathy, and mutual respect. Professional relationships are equally influenced by trust, particularly in team settings. Teams function most effectively when members believe in one another's reliability and competence. Trust encourages open communication, enabling team members to share ideas freely, provide constructive feedback, and collaborate efficiently. It reduces the need for constant monitoring and oversight, allowing individuals to focus their energy on creative problem solving and innovation. In environments where trust is absent, colleagues may withhold information, question intentions, and act defensively, undermining collective productivity. Therefore, trust is not merely a personal virtue. It is a strategic asset that enhances the functionality and success of professional groups and organizations. Trust also facilitates resilience in relationships. Life and work inevitably present challenges, setbacks, and unexpected difficulties. Relationships grounded in trust are better equipped to endure such pressures because individuals have confidence in each other's intentions and commitment to maintaining the bond. This resilience is reinforced by consistent behavior over time, where repeated demonstrations of honesty, reliability, and empathy reinforce the perception that the relationship is stable and dependable. In this way, trust acts as a buffer against conflict, miscommunication, and uncertainty, enabling relationships to recover and strengthen even after facing difficulties. Another important aspect of trust in relationships is its role in fostering collaboration and mutual growth. When people trust one another, they are more willing to invest time, effort, and resources in collective goals. Trust reduces fear of exploitation or betrayal, allowing participants to engage fully and share responsibilities equitably. It also encourages reciprocal behavior. When one person demonstrates reliability and integrity, others are motivated to act similarly, creating a positive feedback loop that enhances the quality and depth of relationships. Over time, this dynamic generates a network of supportive, dependable connections that benefit all parties involved, promoting not only individual success, but collective advancement. Trust in relationships is reinforced by transparency, accountability, and consistency. Being honest, acknowledging mistakes, fulfilling commitments, and demonstrating empathy are actions that strengthen confidence and deepen relational bonds. Small acts of dependability repeated over time carry more weight than grand gestures, as they reveal genuine character and reinforce the perception of reliability. People naturally gravitate toward those they can trust, valuing not only their skills or resources, but also the certainty that their interactions will be honorable and consistent in both personal and professional spheres. Trust transforms relationships from transactional exchanges into enduring, meaningful connections that provide support, collaboration, and fulfillment. Trust begins at its most fundamental level with oneself, because the ability to rely on your own judgment, principles, and abilities sets the tone for how others perceive and respond to you. Self-trust is not merely confidence or self-esteem. It is a deeper, more disciplined assurance that you will act with integrity, honor your commitments, and navigate challenges in alignment with your values. When an individual consistently demonstrates self-trust, they cultivate a sense of internal stability that allows them to make decisions decisively, communicate authentically, and respond to uncertainty without undue hesitation or fear. This internal consistency becomes visible to others who instinctively recognize reliability and character, and are therefore more willing to place their confidence in you. Building self-trust requires intentionality and consistent practice. It begins with honoring the promises you make to yourself, whether they are small daily commitments or significant long-term goals. Completing tasks on time, following through on personal objectives, and maintaining discipline in your habits reinforce your perception of your own reliability. When you consistently deliver on what you set out to accomplish, you create a pattern of dependability that strengthens internal confidence and signals to the external world that you are a person of integrity. Conversely, neglecting these commitments or frequently acting against your own values erodes self-trust and diminishes your credibility in the eyes of others, making it more difficult to establish trust externally. Self-trust also involves clarity and alignment with personal values. Individuals who understand and embrace their principles are able to navigate complex situations with confidence, making decisions that are consistent, ethical, and aligned with long-term objectives. This alignment reduces indecision, self-doubt, and vulnerability to external pressures, all of which can undermine credibility. When others observe someone who acts consistently in accordance with their values, they gain assurance that this person will behave predictably, honestly, and reliably across different contexts. In professional environments, this translates to trust from colleagues, supervisors, and clients who feel confident that the individual can handle responsibility and make sound judgments even under pressure. Another crucial aspect of self-trust is resilience. Life inevitably presents challenges, setbacks, and unexpected circumstances that test both competence and character. Individuals with strong self-trust are better equipped to navigate these obstacles, remaining composed, confident, and solution-oriented. This resilience is recognized and respected by others, further reinforcing external trust. Leaders, team members, and collaborators are naturally drawn to individuals who can maintain poise and integrity in adversity, as they represent stability and reliability. In this way, self-trust not only supports personal growth, but also serves as a foundation upon which external trust is built. Self-trust also enhances interpersonal interactions by fostering authenticity. When a person trusts themselves, they communicate more openly, express ideas confidently, and act without pretense or manipulation. This authenticity is a powerful signal to others, demonstrating that the individual is dependable, sincere and guided by internal principles rather than external validation or opportunism. People are more willing to invest in relationships with those who exhibit consistent integrity and self-assuredness, whether in personal friendships, partnerships, or professional collaborations. Finally, self-trust amplifies accountability and leadership potential. When individuals rely on themselves and respect their own commitments, they naturally set higher standards for their conduct and follow through with responsibilities effectively. This self-accountability is contagious, inspiring confidence and trust among peers and subordinates. By demonstrating consistent reliability, ethical behavior, and disciplined decision-making, a person with strong self-trust becomes a beacon of credibility, influencing others positively while attracting opportunities that require both competence and character. In essence, self-trust is the foundation upon which all external trust is constructed, creating a cycle of integrity, influence, and meaningful relationships that underpin sustained success and growth. Thank you.